Yeah, so I wanted to get your preliminary take. What stands out to me is the judge seemed to have an entire basis that the oil is not flowing, and set a hearing for 2 weeks from now, which it would hard to imagine that the oil will be flowing then either.
Yeah, but the question is whether to enjoin it, to stop it before it starts flowing. He does have a mindset that the issues should be resolved before the pipeline is turned on. That's why we are going to be moving tomorrow for summary judgment in the case. That essentially means we're calling the legal question that has been in the case, but it's never been ruled on. All of the issues till now have been side issues or preliminary motions, but we want a resolution on the critical question, which is whether the administration's reversal on the pipeline decision violates the law. And we think we have a strong case that it does, and we're going to put that in front of him and try to get that decided on an expedited basis.
And your case that it does violate the law, is that based on the fact that the environmental impact statement was not carried out?
That's correct. In December, the Assistant Secretary of the Army made a decision that after hearing from hearing from the tribes, hearing from their own lawyers and experts, she made a decision that the project shouldn't go forward without a full environmental impact statement. That's what we've been saying from the beginning. And that environmental impact statement needs to consider the tribe's treaty rights, the risk of an oil spill, and it needs to look at alternative route options that don't put all the risk on the tribe. That was the right decision, and we were prepared to move forward in good faith in that process. But on his second full day in office, the new president summarily reversed that decision and ordered the Army to issue the easement. So, we think that was unlawful. It doesn't stand up to legal scrutiny, and we want to get that question in front of the judge as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm. So with the summary judgment that the tribe will be requesting, the expedited review, I would assume, would be for February 27th?
No, we're going to file tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to try to get it briefed as fast as we can. So part of his order today was setting a briefing schedule for that, giving the government 3 weeks to respond.
Okay. And is this overall case against the Army Corps, is that based on simply exclusively that they didn't carry out the environmental impact study, or does it also have the environmental consequences, sacred lands being dug up? What are the main components?
Yeah, we're not going to be talking about the Historic Preservation Act claims at this point. Unfortunately, the construction of the pipeline and the destruction of sacred sites is complete. There's not a lot more to say about it. Mm-hmm. The focus is on two things: the lack of environmental review, especially of oil spill risks, and the violation of the Army Corps' trust responsibility to look out for the tribe's treaty rights and special concerns. The United States government signed a treaty with the Standing Rock tribe back in the 1850s, and that treaty still matters. And it requires the Army Corps to make sure that it's not infringing on what's left of those rights. And something that puts the lifeblood of the reservation, the Missouri River, at risk can't be done in a casual or haphazard way. And that's exactly what happened here.
Mm-hmm. And is any language in the lawsuit or your arguments, pointing out a new report, this Energy Transfer Partners has had 69 oil spills between 2015 and 2016?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I mean, oil spills happen all the time. Even under the government's own incomplete database, a major spill happens, between 50 and 80 times a year. So these are not minor risks that can be sidestepped. I mean, the government and DAPL point to the fact that this pipeline will be deep underground, but our experts say that creates a different set of risks. There's no way to evaluate if there's a leak, and there's no analysis of how that would impact groundwater or find its way into the river. And this is not a typical or a standard thing they're doing here. This is one of the longest directional drills under fresh water in the world, and it's a special place, not just to the Standing Rock, but for 17 million people who get their drinking water from the Missouri River. You don't treat that in an expedited, rubber stamp fashion. You look really hard at that, and you look at alternatives that don't put risk to drinking water. So we'll be talking about those issues closely.
And lastly, I'm not obviously a legal expert. Is there any analysis of any ethics laws or conflict of interest laws, being that the president is invested in this pipeline and his energy secretary was, as of recently, on the board of this oil company?
That is certainly part of the narrative here. The president is an investor in Energy Transfer invested in the president to the tune of $100,000. The ethics laws.
Well, I just want to add that he's also invested in Phillips 66, which owns 25%.
Right. It's an important part of the story. It is not, to the best of our knowledge, a violation of the law, because Congress has seen fit to exempt the president from ethics laws, which is an abomination, and people should be very upset about that. Mm-hmm. That said, it's not part of the legal case at this time.
I see. And for just the layman who's been viewing, the injunctions being denied over the course of the last few months, and now this, obviously you're going to say you feel strongly, but is this this summary judgment, is this the last stand, so to speak, or are there other legal measures that could be taken if that doesn't work out?
Well, if we don't prevail, there'll be appeals. But I think one thing that's getting lost in all these, injunction and TRO denials is the fact that the judges never ruled on any of our critical legal issues, because the government made the right decision in December, and it was only within the last week or two that they reversed course. So I'm not just saying it when I say we actually do feel strongly about our case. It's never been in front of him. We're looking forward to having that conversation with him. If it doesn't prevail, there'll be appeals. But there may not be a whole lot of options left after that.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much, Jan. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, good talking to you, and keep in touch with Philip, and happy to keep you guys updated as things go on.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.